been working on our altered dominant chords, on our sharp 9 chord in particular. It's time to get up some stuff that we will play with our right hand when we're soloing over these altered dominant sonorities here. There's a G altered 7th chord with the 3rd, 7, and the sharp 9. What do we play on that? It's pretty simple, really. We're going to do the same thing, the same principles and the same ideas we did with our regular dominant scale, but we're just going to take 2 of the degrees of the scale down a notch. So the regular dominant scale on this, it's just a G Mixolydian scale, which is essentially the C scale starting from the G, and we have our little extra passing tone between degrees 7 and 8 or 1. But if we've got this going in our left hand, or if that's the harmony we're blowing on, that doesn't really fit anymore. But that does. So we're going to take our A down to an A flat, and there's a configuration in which that actually does work, and it's kind of cool. But for the purposes of blowing, we're going to take that down a half step too. Essentially, we're going from this, which is a nice chord, but it doesn't work with those notes in it. We're going to take that down. So let's take a look at our compiled altered chord. One of the things that I really like about this altered harmony, as I've mentioned, is that it's a little bit more compelling because we've got these half-step resolutions now. That's pleasant, but that E flat really wants to go to that D. And as you're playing your lines, you'll find that that's a little bit more of a compelling sound just because you've got things that are more motivated to resolve. We can sit there, and it's not bothering me, but that wants to go there. And then again, down with our A flat. Is somehow that needs to go somewhere more than this does. And I think that's why I have such a strong preference for playing altered harmony when I can. It gives you a lot more places, as I've mentioned, to take the harmony that are more of an expressive device than working within the natural dominant context. So we're going to take the 9, make it flat. We're going to take the 13 and make it flat. Here's the scale all together then. As contrasted with, you can hear that this one, to me, it's just a jazzier sound. And on the way down, you can hear when I'm accenting on the offbeats, the stuff that we're really putting on the beat is all stuff that needs to go somewhere, and that gives our line a really nice driving sound. In this configuration, the E flat and the A flat, of course, are passing tones rather than chord tones. We still want to outline the G7 on the beat to be most in sync with what we're doing. Let's take a look here at how we would finger these scales, starting with this G altered. Very familiar format, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. Same thing on the way down, 1, 2, or 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Well worth getting these things really baked on into your fingering. Let's get this going on our A7 chord, because that way we can slide it on into tune-up, which we're working on, in place of our regular dominant harmony. We'll slide this in instead, and our left hand will go here, so finding and fingering this on our A7 chord, that's how I do it. Very familiar. It seems like almost all of my bop scales have either this fingering or something very close to it. 2 groups of 3, 1 group of 2, and I'm not really using my 4th and 5th. Believe me, we're going to get to those later. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. Same exact thing on the way down. 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. I got the blues, what can I say? So we're going to do these, work them up the same way that we've been working on most of our bop scales, which is to say we'll play them, we'll start just by playing them. I'm going to put up a little A modal track here, the A dominant modal track at 110 beats per minute, and just we're going to play them with our articulations. If it's the first thing I'm doing in the day, I often just play I'm trying to just send a little message to my hands that it's time to go to work, so I play nice and firm, nice and consistently, and that first chunk of my practice time, my exercise time, is the one that I use to more or less get the muscles going, and I start working on the articulations later. But I'm going to play this over the A7 modal track. I'm going to play it as we do, from all the different degrees, and we'll take it from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit of laying back there, as I tend to do. I also fingered on the fly right in the middle of that line, but that's what we're here to do. There I'm doing something that I often do, which is really accentuate the dynamics. I've got notes that are, you can't even hear them, and I've got notes that are really cranked loud. One of the things that I really want to accentuate here as we work on these lessons is that the hand isn't going like this. We need to really work on being able to do this, to articulate without breaking the smooth motion and the control that we get from having our wrist positioned correctly. So last degree here. That's how we practice that one. We're also going to work up quickly our G altered bop scale and our F7 altered bop scale. And then we're in a position where when we play tune-up, We've got a bunch of different places to go on our dominant chord. That really opens up your harmonic vocabulary. I can sit there really all day thinking of different ways to alter up that dominant chord. So this is a real kind of progress towards getting to where it's really fun to practice this stuff. I'll see you for the next lesson.